A daytime to remember. Hi, I'm Reba McEntire, your guide through the years as we share a daytime to remember. Like many of you, I grew up watching the ABC soaps. Now we have the chance to see some of our favorite moments one more time. I'm here to fill you in on all the details that make watching these classic episodes so much fun. For the next 2 weeks, we'll relive some of the best moments from One Life to Live, the soap that holds a very special place in my heart. You might remember I was even on the show a few years back, playing an old high school friend of Luna's who just happened to be a singer and who just happened to be named Reba. I can't believe you're here.
I'll tell you what, you look prettier and younger than when we cut those demos. That was a few semesters back, wasn't it?
Just a few.
How long are you going to be in town?
Oh, now that I've seen you, I'm leaving. Can't talk perfection.
Oh, get out of there.
What a hoot. I made a lot of new friends behind the scenes in Landview. I even got to meet Bo. Ooh, he's a real cutie. I wouldn't mind returning, but next time I'd like to be one of those rich, powerful people who lives in a big house on the hill. Hey, maybe Dorian has another sister. One who's not crazy, who shows up in Landview to cause trouble. Anyway, let's get to today's episode. It takes us way back to the mid-'70s when I was in college and trying my best to schedule my classes around the soaps. Didn't you do that? On One Life to Live, Vicki has just given birth to her first baby. She and her husband, Joe Riley, didn't know if their newborn son was going to live or die from a heart problem he may have inherited from his daddy. So after the baby's birth, they waited on pins and needles for word from the doctors.
Here we go. I hope you realize that now that we have a son, you lose our bet.
You had to mention that, huh?
I just want to keep the record straight, that's all. So you take the 2 o'clock feeding for the first 6 weeks.
Well, we won't be able to do that for a while anyway. They're going to have to keep him here until he's about 5 pounds or so.
I mean, when he comes home, darling. Tell you what, I'm going to give you a break here, just to show you what a good winner I am. I'll take the 2 o'clock feeding on the weekends.
Yeah, what if they let me nurse him?
I'll get up and I'll keep you company.
You are a good person, aren't you?
I'm a good person.
Joe, are you sure that Jim and Dr. Thornley know you're here with me? I mean, they're not running all over the hospital looking for you, are they?
Sweetheart, Jim said he'd come straight here as soon as they know anything.
I know, but surely... Joe, if there's a problem, we can handle it together, can't we?
You bet we can.
I want to study all the plates, of course. But Jim, the heart looks fine to me.
I get home. First minute that Dr. Hodges says I can, I'm going to go for a walk in the woods behind the house. Foliage must be very pretty by now.
It is.
Yeah, do you realize I'm going to have to learn to walk all over again?
You can lean on me, huh?
That's the best offer I've had in years. Well, I know that I'll have to take it just a little bit at a time, but,
He's fine. Your son is fine.
Oh, darling, darling.
Oh, it's all over and we have a healthy baby.
Oh.
Because you both realize that you're going to have to remain here in the hospital for a while. 2 weeks, maybe even longer. But that's not important. All we have to worry about now is growth. And that kind of takes care of itself.
Jim, how can we ever thank you and Dr. Thornley and Dr. Hodges?
The look on your face is just thanks enough for me. There's just one little favor I'd like to ask.
Anything at all.
I stopped by the preemie nursery on my way over here just to make sure that there were no changes. And they tell me that your young man still has no name.
Well, we didn't want to do anything that permanent yet.
Well, I understand, but I'd appreciate it if you got rolling on it. Clutters up our record-keeping something fierce.
Well, we wouldn't want to clutter up your record-keeping.
All right. I was sure you'd be cooperative.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much,
Will
Jim.
you stop that? I'll come by to see you before I leave tonight. Thank you, Jim. Sure.
Well, I guess it's back to plan A, isn't it?
What does that mean?
Call the little fella Victor Lord Riley.
Oh, no, darling. Look, the reason we decided not to go with that was because Father's name is still everywhere in this town. It's on the banner. It's on the cornerstone of the new hospital wing. If we name him after Father, people are bound to call him and associate him with Victor Lord's grandson for the rest of his life. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, you're right, though. Yeah.
Exactly. So if we just go with Marvin Riley or...
Marvin?
Or Melvin Riley or Elwood W. Briggs Riley or...
Hey, knock that off, will you? This is serious business.
I know. But you know what I mean. And it's enough to satisfy my family pride if you just agree to Lord as his middle name.
Okay, you got a deal. Now, first names. Any ideas?
Yeah, well, now, since Riley is ever so slightly Irish, I think maybe a name that would go with it, you know, just to give us the feel of the old sod.
Are you making fun of the Irish
Oh,
lady?
I wouldn't make fun of the Irish. Come on, reel off some Irish names.
Oh, very funny. Okay, let me think. Ivan?
Very funny.
Patrick?
No.
James?
James Whitcomb Riley.
I see your point. James is out, right?
That's right. You know, there's one name we haven't come up with yet, and that's Joseph Francis Riley,
Oh,
Jr.
no way.
Why not?
It's all because I've never met a kid that didn't hate the idea of being called Junior.
Oh.
You see it? I'd be Big Joe, he'd be Little Joe.
Well, what's the matter with that?
Well, nothing now, but wait till he grows up. 6'4", and they're still calling him Little Joe.
Okay, so we'll scratch that one. Well, then, how about, come in.
Hey! Saw Jim out in the hall. Hey, listen, we were down at the nursery.
So happy.
And we saw that kid. He is beautiful. Of course, as soon as I saw him, I thought, Pat, there's nothing wrong with that guy. Only that is a perfect... You know what? He waved at me, right?
Well, he kind of raised his arm.
Yeah, well, that's called a wave. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I got some stuff for you guys here. Now, this is for you. That is
Vinny.
sweets for the sweet, huh? Good, open it up. We can all have some. Oh, hey, Riley, I bet you forgot all about these, right? What do you mean, what? Cigars. You have a kid, you gotta pass out
Vinny,
cigars,
I did. I forgot all about it.
Vinny, you shouldn't
Don't
have.
mind if I do. Huh? What's the matter? Aren't you allowed to
shouldn't
have it?
have. Of course I'm allowed to have everything now.
Oh, well, listen, the ones in the middle are the caramels. I remember that you liked caramels.
Yeah.
Cigar, Pat?
Thank you. I think I will. Maybe two, huh? Stayed us a good way, and you went $100.
Hey, wait,
Pass the candy.
you want one first, Glenn?
Sure.
Sorry, Vinny, you understand. She has to have peace and quiet.
Yeah, sure. Hey, now listen, you know, if you run out of these, you let me know, because Denny Farrell gave me a good price. I'll get you another
Vinny,
bottle.
you don't have to do that. Appreciate it.
I
though.
want to do that. It's an honor to...
Oh, yeah, thanks, old friend. I really appreciate it.
I'm so damn glad that everything is all right.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, I'll buy you a drink, huh?
Oh, Vinny, I'd like that, but I better hang around, don't I mean?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, listen, I'll hang around with you.
Okay, good.
I tell you, that is quite a kid we got down here.
I'll say, huh?
Oh, and Pat doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm telling you, that kid waved at his old Uncle Vinny. He was like, his face all squished over.
Oh, it's all right, nurse. You know what these new fathers are like.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know where to put these. You have so many around.
Why don't you put them right there at the foot of the bed, and then I can look at them?
Okay, I will. Listen, no, I'm not going to stay long because I know you need your rest.
No, I love having company. Well, it must have been that way for you when Brian was born, wasn't it? And once it's all over and you know that everything's all right, you just want to share your happiness with everybody.
Well, yes, I know, except that, in my case, there really wasn't anyone to share it with. Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, that was just pure self-pity.
No, Pat, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. But you have a fine son. Surely no regrets.
Oh, no regrets. Except, of course, if I could just introduce him to his father. If he and Tony could get to know each other as father and son, you know.
Come in.
Hi. Not
Okay.
this week. Listen, kid, no, we're all pulling for you. We knew you could do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was coming up on the way here. I passed the nursery and I saw your son. He's really quite a handsome little critter. Have you seen him, Pat?
Oh, I have. He's beautiful.
Yeah. I would have brought you something, but I didn't know that Dr. Jim was going to give me permission to come in here and see
well,
you.
I'm glad you came by anyway. Anyway, doing the nursery and the new mother routine will get you prepared for when Kathy has her baby.
Yeah, well, that's a little ways off yet, I guess.
When is the baby due, Tony?
Well, we really don't know, Vicki. It's hoping that maybe we can set the date on that sometime this afternoon. Kathy's got an appointment with Dr. Morris. As a matter of fact, I'm cutting it a little close. I gotta get going.
Well, thank you for coming by and give my best to Kathy.
Well, sure, it's nice to see you. Don't need too many of those, will you? Good to see you, Pat.
Bye-bye, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Listen, I am sure that you really do need your rest, so I'm going to go. But I'll be back later, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much for the flowers.
Come on, don't be silly. I'll see you later. Listen, do either of you see which way Tony went?
Yeah,
You went down in the elevator.
Thanks, guys.
So how about it, Riley? Hey, you can stop by the house for a drink on the way home tonight.
Okay, Vinny, you're on. I'll do that.
Okay. Oh, listen, Wanda wanted Vicki to know that she's going to stop up to see her as soon as she gets off work.
Right, okay, I'll tell her. Right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, listen, and if you do run out of these, wait for me. Wait.
I'll just holler. Right, thanks.
Right, okay.
Really appreciate it, buddy.
See you.
Thanks, see you later.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Anything I can help with?
No, I'm all right.
I don't think so. I saw your face when Vicki was talking about Kathy's baby. Oh, no, Tony, don't tell me.
Kathy's not pregnant, Pat. The test for pregnancy is about 100% accurate, and Kathy's test was negative. Now, she insists upon having this second test. She is convinced that somebody has goofed on the UCG.
You both wanted the baby so much.
It's not just the both of us, Pat. Now, I thought at first, it's Kathy wanted this baby so badly. I want it just as much as she does.
Doesn't she realize that?
Yes, but she's got her mind so fixed on having this child this time. I mean, it's especially
Now that Vicki has given birth.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony. Is there anything I can do to help?
Tell me what to do, Pat. Tell me how I should play it.
I wish I could. I'm sure everything's gonna work out.
I hope so. You're very sweet, Pat. Thanks. See you.
Oh, Tony, what do you want to do with your life?
I'm going to spend it with you, darling.
Then I guess that brings us right back to where we started, huh?
There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No. No, as long as the money holds out.
I was just up to see Vicki.
What's wrong with her? What's happened?
Nothing. Oh, nothing. She's all right. She's fine, really. In fact, they're both very happy now that they know they have a healthy child. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have to get to the office.
That was Dorian Lord who walked in there at the end of the last scene, and you probably noticed she looked a bit different back then. Well, that's because the original Dorian Lord was played by Nancy Pinkerton. Now, I warn you, she may seem like a kinder, gentler version, but don't you believe it. Even then, Dorian was, as my little son Shelby says, a butt in the pain. Dorian was trying to change her image, but everyone in town hated her. And you think she really cared about Vicky? Wrong. Dorian wanted to see Vicky and Joe break up so that she could make a play for the handsome Mr. Riley. So you see, Dorian was very much the same in the 70s, a viper.
Dorian, have you seen Jeff?
Oh, no, I haven't. I just left a note telling him that I couldn't wait any longer. Joe, I want you to know how very happy I am for you and Vicky.
Thank you. We're very pleased ourselves.
Of course. And I heard about the baby being born, of course. Isn't that something on Victor's birthday?
We made it with half an hour to spare.
Well, and I heard today, of course, about the baby being healthy. I'm so glad about that. I'm only sorry that Victor didn't live to see today.
I'm sure he would have been very proud and happy.
Yes, indeed. Well, I better be on my way. You know, I only have one regret, really. And that is that I can't tell Vicky personally how happy I am for both of you. But I suppose that's out of the question, isn't it? Vicky's and my differences can't be resolved overnight just because the baby has been born and the baby's healthy. But perhaps with a little time, I'll let you be the judge, Oh, Jim, I just left you a note. The board met very briefly and then adjourned until you could make it.
Yes, well, I'm sorry I was held up.
Well, it was for a most happy reason, though, wasn't it?
Huh? Oh, yes. That, of course. Anything else?
Yes, there is a report on the clinic I'd like to talk to you about if you've got a few minutes.
Then I'll get out of your way if you give me permission to take Vicky to the nursery before dinner.
Well, what does Hodges say about that?
I don't know. I can't find it. I understand he's delivering somebody else's baby.
Joe, it's perfectly all right with me, but you've got to get Hodges' permission.
Oh, then that's okay with me. Excuse me, I'll find Dr. Hodges. How's that? Sit down. Now then, say the clinic, huh?
Yes. Here's it.
May I take this home tonight and read it then?
Sure, of course you can.
Thank you.
And, I'll get out of your way, too. I know you're busy.
Dorian, anything wrong?
No, not really. I just remembered today when I heard the news how excited Victor was about Vicky and this baby. I wish he'd lived to see today. But I'm very happy for Vicky and Joe. I'm happy the ordeal is over and everything has turned out all right. That's what really matters, isn't it? Goodbye, Jim.
Darling, we really do have to make a decision about a name pretty soon. I mean, look at that. It says Boy Riley.
Boy Riley. It's not a bad name.
Oh, I'm serious, Joe.
Yeah, me too, sweetheart. In fact, I'm so serious, I read the book How to Name Your Child by Snooky Lanson.
You stop it.
Look, I'm gonna lay a genuine suggestion on you here.
Oh, I wish you would.
Okay. Look at the freckles and the red hair and the map of Ireland all over that little face.
Where?
Oh, you have to use your imagination. I am describing what he's going to look like when he's 6, 7 years old.
I see.
And all that means to me is Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin Lord Riley.
How do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I love it, and I love you, and I love him. Oh, Joe. God's in his heaven.
And all's right with the world.
Kevin Lord Riley, the perfect name for a perfectly charming young man. And he's even more charming today. Just ask Cassie Carpenter. Now get ready tomorrow, because we'll see the episode of One Life to Live that, outside of Luke and Laura's wedding, is probably the most talked about story of all time. Come on back, and I'll take you to the day when Karen Woollock, played by the wonderful Judith Light, took the witness stand and totally shocked the residents of Llanview. She did.
This is Charles Gibson.
And Joan London. This week, new information, new things you must do early that really make a difference in your child.
Parenting, the first years last forever. All this week on Good Morning America.